Good morning, y'all. This is an update on the YSL trial. I think that ADA Love just can't help herself. After being rebuked yesterday in front of the judge for presenting evidence that is stated was factually true, that wasn't true. What she did was the witness signed what's called an Alford plea. An Alford plea allows the defendant to plead guilty without allocuting any of the facts of the crime. And his lawyer stated that he did that in his best interest, that it was in his best interest to do that. Love yesterday read the Alford plea into the record as factually true and correct, and was questioning the witness about aspects of the Alford plea, which she is not allowed to do, because the Alford plea isn't a factual finding. It's allowing to, basically it allows the defendant to plead guilty and have a much lesser sentence and be able to get out on the street or go home. In this case, Mr. Sledge said yesterday that his mother was very ill and he needed to get home to help take care of her. And so he took this plea, he called it a blind plea, which that describes an Alford plea, because the defendant pleads guilty and the judge then decides the facts of the case and pronounces sentence, and Mr. Sledge is not allowed to say anything. He's to sit there and remain silent. And ADA Love yesterday acted as if he was able to question each pleading in the deal, each element of the plea deal, which he is not allowed to do in an Alford plea. Once his lawyer says that it's an Alford plea in court, the defendant is to sit there and remain silent. And Miss Love acted as if he was allowed to question each element of the plea, which he is not allowed to do. So that got a rebuke by the judge. So today, so far, she has tried to read into the record his second plea deal, and the second plea deal relates to the first plea deal, even mentions the first plea deal. So she has continually told Mr. Sledge, read this to yourself, do not read it aloud. And he starts to read it aloud. She said, no, read it to yourself. Well, then she shouldn't be asking that question. If she knows it's not allowed to be entered into the record, she shouldn't be asking the question. After she pulled her stunt yesterday, I'm calling it a stunt, there were several motions for mistrial, that she prejudiced the jury by stating that other people listed in his plea deal, that they were guilty when they have not been tried yet. And one of the people that's in the plea deal is not being called as a witness. So the defense will not get to cross-examine him and ask him any questions because the state has not put him on the witness list. So that's problematic. And the judge very nearly issued a mistrial yesterday because Miss Love kept arguing her point. And the judge looked at her and said, I can declare a mistrial right now. Do you want that? And she said, no. And she said, then quit arguing every little detail to the nth degree. And then after that, she read a rebuke statement to the jury about the evidence and the statements that Miss Love had elicited from the witness. And the judge had to explain to the jury that the plea that Miss Love alluded to is an Alford plea and that she is not allowed to use that against other defendants in the trial. So the judge was very ticked off yesterday. Today, well, actually, they put it off until tomorrow. There's a jury issue. One of the other YouTubers, Miss Sylvia, which I watch her channel, she's very insightful. She knows the local people there. One of the jurors watched her video stream and complained to the judge about things that Miss Sylvia was saying in her live stream. Okay, so the judge has admonished the jury to not listen to any YouTube streams or have any way related to the trial. And so they're having a hearing about it tomorrow. So that should prove to have some fireworks. I look for renewed motions to remove Prosecutor Love and Hilton and renewed motions for mistrial. So that's what I have for you all today. Talk to you again soon. Bye now.